Elon Musk originally played around with the idea of owning Twitter. I think it was 2018. It was a joke thing. He asked, "How can I own Twitter?" Fast forward 2022, Elon Musk bought 9% of Twitter, a little bit over 9% of Twitter, and that was disclosed eventually. I think I don't know the exact date, but it was a while ago, and that caused the Twitter stock price to jump. I think it was almost 30% in 1 day or 2 days, which is crazy, insane. And so Elon Musk was offered to be on the board of directors on Twitter, and Musk actually initially played around with the idea. He said maybe, and then he declined. And no one really understood why Musk declined. I guess some people had some hindsight, but most people didn't understand what his next move was going to be. Well, his next move was going to be to outright buy Twitter. And so, by the time he... Yeah, based, by the way. By the time he actually offered to buy Twitter, the stock tanked to about $44 to $46. And he was offering to buy all of Twitter for a premium of $54.20 a share. So that's a very high markup just to purchase Twitter. And the board of directors, they said, okay, give us like a couple of days or a day. And they came back and they said no. In fact, they were so strongly against Elon Musk purchasing Twitter in full, by the way, over the asking price of a share in the stock market, the publicly traded stock market, they imposed a poison pill. This was found out recently. And what a poison pill essentially does in the stock market terms is if anyone purchases over 15% of Twitter through the public stock market, the board of directors will they'll allow the stock to be diluted. Basically, they'll be selling stock at less of a premium. So, for example, if Elon Musk he buys 20% of Twitter on the public stock market, the stock will actually be traded at a lesser value. So it'll be, if he buys it at $50 a share, they'll drop it down to $40. And that's how they'll prevent him from, having a large stake in Twitter.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, kind of bad. And by the way, let's talk about what the board of directors are supposed to do at Twitter. They take an oath, and that oath is to act in the company's best interest. Elon Musk offered to buy the entire company for a very large premium. How is that not acting in the company's best interest if you could sell the company way over a stock's premium, right? That seems kind of, I don't know, corrupt, but that's not even the worst part, all right? Or I guess that's kind of where it ends with the board. Now people are speculating what Elon Musk's next move is. Some, including myself, just by what's going on, he said he has a plan B. Elon Musk said he has a plan B if the board doesn't accept his offer. And what I assume his plan B to be is he'll grab, I don't know, probably a couple of people purchasing up to 14.9% of Twitter individually.
GG.
And that will he will own the company at that point.
Right.
Which makes sense, right? You can't have everything, but that's a way to bypass that poison pill. But he hasn't announced it, and we're kind of still waiting for that development to come. Also, I don't know, maybe he has a different plan. That's just what I assume is going to happen.
Right.
Based on what realistically his options are, right? I don't know if he could give the best fucking hand job to the board of directors and they just give him the company. That doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, no,
so,
you're not going to get Twitter with just hands. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and a lot of people started pointing some very funny things out. The board of directors is made of very interesting people. So, for example, I can't remember the exact individual person, but one of the people on Twitter, part of the board of directors, has a Twitter account, but they have 0 tweets, 0 retweets, 0 likes. So they do not use Twitter at all.
Bruh.
Also, another interesting thing is the board of directors own a very small portion of Twitter. As you can see, I'm going to put up the little graphic. They don't own more than, I think it's 3% of Twitter? And that's including Jack Dorsey, who was the previous CEO, and he owns a 2.25% stake in Twitter. So most of that really comes from Jack Dorsey. If you exclude him, which he's already stepping down from the board,
right?
They won't even have 1% of Twitter. Not even 0.5%. That's how diluted it is. So it kind of seems weird that these people on their high horses can dictate whether Elon Musk can purchase Twitter outright without even owning 0.5% collectively. So it makes you question what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Elon Musk already said if he plans to buy Twitter or if he purchases Twitter, he's going to make it go private. And what that basically means is there's not going to be any more board. And the board, they practically work like a half part-time job, and they get paid collectively $3 million per year. So that's a lot of money, especially for a company that's kind of going in the tank. Twitter's not exactly profitable. So,
Well, questionably profitable.
well, they're not exactly profitable. I'm pretty sure they're losing money, but they operate based on the intrinsic value of Twitter because it connects a lot of people, right? That's why
Right.
investors are still connected to the company.
The fact of the matter is, people just use Twitter, so
Right.
it's not like it's gonna fall off plus ratio, you know.
Exactly, and there's too much of the people using Twitter. It's too much. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot. Plus, there's also been another interesting development. I forgot to mention this. Vanguard Corporation, which is a asset manager, they purchased a little bit over 10% of Twitter, which makes them the actual largest shareholder of Twitter behind or after. Sorry, it's Vanguard Corp then Elon Musk. They beat Elon Musk. So the question is Vanguard Corp making a strategic move, or are they preventing Elon Musk from purchasing Twitter? Right? Because there's two angles. Either Vanguard Corp does not want Elon to purchase Twitter, or they think Elon Musk will purchase Twitter at his $54.20 premium, and they'll make a lot of money.
Right.
And so it's very interesting how Vanguard Corp will have to justify its purchase of this much Twitter stock. That's just my observation right there. I found that very interesting. Also, BlackRock purchased a large percent of Twitter, not larger than Elon Musk's, but a large enough percent to make them, I think, third or fourth. So it's very interesting to see. And Elon Musk, the board actually is not the only people that's stepped in his way. In fact, there's this Saudi prince. There's like a lot of prince. There's like over 1,000. There's a Saudi prince who said he would never sell his shares, and he owns a large percent of Twitter to Elon Musk. It's a couple percent for sure. So he's facing a lot of resistance because he wants to implement free speech, which is quite weird.
Of course.
Right, because why? Let's think about it. Why is free speech weird? Oh wait, the media actually explained why free speech is really bad. And so if you look at this clip, I forget who was this.
Wait, they're going full off mask and saying that free speech is bad?
Yeah, and you know why they said it's bad? It's because, and I'm quoting them, Elon could actually control what people think. That is our job. That is a quote from MSNBC.
No!
Who were Trump voters and are still Trump supporters. They go, yeah, you guys are going crazy. He's doing, what are you so surprised about? He's doing exactly what he said he's going to do.
Well, and I think that the dangerous, edges here are that he's trying to undermine the media, trying to make up his own facts. And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah, if you look at the issue.
No! I did not just hear that. I did not just hear that.
That is our job. I love how she says that is our job.
But regardless, even if they're talking about Trump, right, which let's just assume they're talking about Trump here alone. Even if Trump has his own platform, why is it their job to control what people think?
Right? Okay, that's the gotcha. It's not that they're crying that Trump or Elon. It's Trump in this context, but it could just as easily be Elon in the other context, considering that Trump and Elon derangement syndromes, respectively, are usually held by the same type of people, right? No way they literally just said could actually control what people think. That is our job. I'm dead.
That is mask off.
Bro, that is mask off and thrown to the floor and stepped on. Like, how the hell can you ever, after hearing that and listening to it with your human fleshy ears, say to yourself, oh yeah, I trust the mainstream media. Yeah, I trust NBC. MSNBC.
Yep, and that's the rundown of the Twitter Elon Musk debacle.
They're telling me what to think. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Bro.
Elon Musk, who's advocating for free speech, not telling people what to think, is the threat, not
Yeah.
them.
You know,
Great.
I watched Matrix. Frankly, I don't get why Neo didn't just take the blue pill.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, instead of people worrying about what Elon Musk is spending and doing, we should really start worrying more about what fucking Biden is doing with our tax money.
That's a good point.
I don't
Why
know,
are we worrying about Elon Musk?
Yeah, I've been worrying. Don't worry.
Why are we worrying about Bill Gates buying the largest swath of farmland in the country? That seems like a bigger issue than Elon Musk. Also, he's invested a lot into the Pfizer and Moderna companies, so he's entangled in the vaccine. Why are we not, worried about Bill Gates, but we're so focused on Elon Musk? It's so strange to me.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness.